Hi lovelies, today I would just like to have a little chat and tell you about how YouTube has changed my life. And it really has. I know nowadays we all need to be careful, and we talk a lot about, in this generation nowadays, they're all hooked on social media and they're just addicted to doing Facebook, Instagram, being liked, watching maybe YouTube videos, and it's all about how many subscribers can someone get, how many likes can they get, and you just get sucked into this thing. While I do believe we all need to be careful with anything, it could be social media, it could be playing a game, it could be eating, it could be drinking certain drinks. There's this thing about, I believe very strongly, everything in moderation is very healthy. There are a few exceptions. Some things are worth it when you really become a little bit more dedicated and really dive deep into something for a while so you can become excellent at what you want to do. But let me just talk a little bit about YouTube. About 10 years ago, I think it was about 10 years ago, I got an account on YouTube just to put some of my videos on that I could just, upload and have available for whoever I wanted to send them to as a performing artist. And so there was no intention behind any of that. It was just a way to have the videos available wherever I am to show to people or to embed maybe in my website. And there was no intention, there was nothing I thought about it, and there was a cut in my life. There was this big event, which was becoming a mommy, giving birth to my daughter. Before I gave birth to my daughter, I had a life that was very predictable to me. It was just a life as a performing artist, traveling wherever I needed to go to my performances. I enjoyed my life very much. I was independent. I had been married before for 12 years, and I also had been in a relationship after that marriage for 4.5 years. It didn't work out. I separated, and actually after that separation, that was the first time in my adult life that I ever was actually free, living on my own. About 2009, that's when I just was gonna do whatever I wanted to do. I traveled a lot, I went on cruise ships, I was hired as the feature artist, which was really cool because I always had a passenger status. I had a cabin to myself, a really nice cabin. It was a 5-star ship most of the time, very exclusive, and it was an expedition ship, which meant we got to go to places that most other cruise ships don't go to. Antarctica and the Arctic and the fjords in Chile, for example. Very remote places, and all the South Pacific. I went to Tahiti, Bora Bora, Fiji, all those islands, all the way to the Philippines and Hong Kong and Australia and New Zealand, New Caledonia. It was awesome. It was an awesome time. Well, then I got pregnant, and it was the best thing in the world because I always had wanted to become a mom, and it was like a dream come true. Well, and I worked all the way till the time when my daughter was born. I went to perform all the time, and I was healthy, I was fit right up to the day when I gave birth. And even that afternoon, my midwife came to my house, and she checked me, and she's like, "Oh no dilation. I'll come back next week and check." That was 6 days before the date that my daughter was supposed to be born. Well, after that afternoon visit from my midwife, my daughter decided, well, maybe I'll just want to meet my mom today. Well, my daughter did arrive that day. It was an easy home birth, and everything went like picture perfect, really. And then came the rude awakening. My daughter was a baby that never slept. She kept me up every night, and her dad didn't quite step into his responsibility and kind of really left me alone. It has changed a lot since then, but at that time, that was the low time of my life. And what happened, I thought that after the baby was born, I could just kind of, maybe after a few weeks or a couple of months, find some kind of a schedule and a routine so that my students could come back. I took a couple of months off, and then once my students returned, I thought, well, I'll just kind of make it work. It kind of worked when my daughter was still really little, but when she was about 2, 3, 4 months old, she started to just, involve herself more. And she interrupted my lessons, and it was just not so easy anymore. So I kind of lost my students because I also didn't want to take any new students anymore. I knew it wasn't the ideal time. And I also couldn't go perform that much. I did go perform, which was so hard because I never slept. But at the same time, I would be out in the evenings and, sing at a hotel for 3 hours and play the piano. I was so tired. Plus, I breastfed my daughter for 14 months. And that time was just hard because I would just be out there pumping. It was crazy. And so I couldn't work as much. And also, I didn't really have any support. I also was really stupid because I didn't ask anyone for help. I just had this thing about, no, I don't want to get on anyone's nerves, and nobody cares really. It's like, that's my problem. I should have asked for help. Now I would do it so differently. But I didn't ask for help, and everybody thought, oh, she's totally swinging it all. I didn't. I totally did not. I didn't make enough money anymore, and my bills kept piling up. I was afraid to go to the mailbox. And so, one day the collection guy was at my dining room table, and he was like, okay, Miss Casey, what else have we got here? And I was like, I got absolutely nothing. All my accounts are in the negative. I'm in the hole, and I just don't even know what to do. I couldn't pay my health insurance anymore. I almost lost my house because I was in this situation of like, I can't just put my baby somewhere. I can't at night. What am I going to do? And so that was a low time. And that's when the rude awakening came. And that's when I started formulating a plan. I started making videos for YouTube. I had made some videos before, but they were not so intentional. So I started making some videos, but I wasn't consistent. And then when that low point came, when I didn't have any more money and the bills kept piling up and I almost lost my house, that's when I started being more intentional. I started listening to podcasts, and first and foremost, I remember what really motivated me first, because my house was in disarray. It was a mess. I had moved in, and it was still halfway construction site. Nothing was finished. I mean, it's an old house. I remodeled everything myself, and then I got pregnant, and I couldn't do anything anymore. And it was just, nothing was finished. The kitchen was just non-existent. I had this ancient 40-year-old kitchen, and it was just a mess. And I started watching YouTube videos. I remember Alejandra TV. I will link her channel. She's still around. She makes organizing videos, and that's when I got so inspired. I was like, oh my goodness, I want that order in my house. If I could just have order in my house. My paperwork was piling up. I couldn't find anything anymore. And then, if it hadn't been enough, my taxes. I mean, when you don't do your tax return, when you don't give them your numbers, they just estimate, which is always horrible because they estimate way higher than what you would normally make. They don't deduct anything. They just estimate your income and don't deduct anything. So I had this huge major payment that I had to make to the German IRS. And all this other stuff on top. Couldn't pay my health insurance. It was all backed up, and I didn't have health insurance. But those organizing videos by Alejandra, they totally motivated me. And that's when I started really watching YouTubers who seemed to me, had their life together, had everything in order. I was trying to learn stuff like, how do I organize? I craved that organization and that order in my life. And that really started turning me around. And I just began listening to podcasts and listening to audiobooks, learning about finances. I mean, who teaches you about finances? Do you learn that in school? No. Nobody teaches you. I think it should be taught in school. Learning about finances and how to do things right, how just to be more organized, and how to change my mindset, how to be positive, how to get myself out of this mess that I was in. And it took years, of course, but it totally has changed my life. And then I started to make YouTube videos consistently for my own main channel. Every Friday, I put out a new video, and at first it was really slow going, but I kept at it. And then it was a little faster growth. And now I'm at 84,000. Currently, when you're watching this video, I'm at 84,000 subscribers on my main channel, and I can make a full-time living off of that. Not off the AdSense revenue. You don't make that much. It's just a few $100s, really, to be honest. But off of people watching me and also booking lessons with me and buying my courses and getting into my classes that I offer online for everyone in the world, I can actually have a life now. I mean, I've turned my life around, and now I pretty much have my dream life. I have learned to be frugal, to appreciate what I have, to not have to spend money on stuff to fill the holes that are inside of me, but to really look for fulfillment inside of myself and in what I do and what I give. And I have found out that giving and having this feeling of significance, if I could only be significant for one person and help someone along the way and do something good for them, and that's already so much. It's totally worth it to me. And little by little, I started organizing my house, and it's by no means perfect now, but oh my goodness, am I in such a different place than I have ever been before. I have never been this organized in my whole entire life. I also know how to be productive. I know when to rest, when to stop. And I've learned about online marketing. I have been in mastermind groups, and it all started with YouTube. It all started with me watching YouTube channels and YouTube videos by YouTubers. They already did those things that I wanted to do. And now I can look back and I can say, I have made so much progress, and now I'm that YouTuber who's helping other people, like with my main channel about singing all around the world. And it's so amazing how your mindset can change when you start getting that positive feedback from people whom you've helped. There's a lot of negative comments on YouTube because everybody's very opinionated and they think they know it, or they know you, which of course they can't possibly know the whole story behind just the videos that you're putting out. That's normal. But I've also learned to always just trust in what I do and in my own decisions, and just knowing that everyone on the outside, I will definitely listen to constructive criticism and learn along the way, but I also will not anyone pull me down and totally doubt everything I do and everything I'm about. I have become so much stronger in my personality and in just being more confident and secure in what I talk about. And I don't care what anybody thinks. It's like, this is me and I'm authentically me. So YouTube has totally changed me in that respect, just because when you start making videos and put yourself out there, you find your own voice, especially on my main channel. On this channel, I haven't quite found my voice because it's just like, it's very personal and it's really hard for me to decide what I can talk about, but I'm warming up to it and I'm just slowly finding more of my voice and what I want to do. And this channel is really just for fun. I love it, and it connecting to others like you who are interested in the same topics and discussing this and just having a conversation. I love this so much. Sharing in what we're all passionate about. So YouTube has definitely changed my life financially, organizing wise, family life wise. I've watched so many videos about, relationships and families, and I get inspired, and you get little ideas. You just peek into someone else's life, and it's not like you want to copy someone, but you get very inspired. You just get this idea and this spark of like, oh, I would do this differently, but oh, I could do this in my life. I get the best ideas when I either watch YouTube videos or listen to podcasts or listen to audiobooks, because I get this idea planted in my head and then it just keeps reoccurring, and it starts to mature at one point, and then I begin applying something after a while. But only after I've watched or listened to that kind of same idea for a longer period of time, for months or even years sometimes, until it actually, it's like, ripens and blossoms and carries any fruit. And the thing that I've learned the most is that consistency totally pays off. YouTube is such a huge, cluttered, crowded space. I don't know the numbers anymore, but there are hundreds of thousands of videos put up every single day, It's crazy. It's really crazy, or millions even. Added each day, plus all the ones that already have been living on YouTube for years. And I have more than 700 videos on my main channel, and people still watch some of my first videos, and people watch my new videos. It's just insane. But what I've learned is that in order for you to succeed, you just have to be consistent and stay true to your course and just continue on. Just keep marching on little by little. Don't give up. Don't get sidetracked. Just continue on, and then you will see success. And I think that is one of the only things that really separates successful people from non-successful people. I read a book a couple years ago, and it's called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. And it really researches what successful people have done. What have successful people have in common? And one of the biggest things that successful people have in common is that persistence, that not giving up, that just pressing on, not getting discouraged, just continuing on. Just think of Elon Musk. He's such an inspiration to me. I mean, there have been so many failures, but it's all about just getting up one more time, even after falling down. Just get up one more time. If you can get up one more time and just still continue on, then you will certainly find success if you do something that is valuable. So I know this was kind of a long talk, but I just love sharing my heart, and I encourage you, if you want any area of your life to improve, do dive into YouTube videos. You know, don't get sucked into where you spend hours and hours and hours. Just again, be in moderation, but be passionate in a sense that you continually do a little bit at a time, and you just don't stop researching that topic. You will get better, and you will get to where you want to be. Watch YouTubers who inspire you, and that's what I do. And that's what I want to do with my videos. If I could just encourage someone, inspire someone, or give someone a great idea that they want to try out, that's why I get up excited every single day. It's because I want to organize that part of my house, and I'm really excited about it, and that's what I'm all about for a while. Or I want to make healthy foods, and I'm really excited about trying out that new recipe that I saw someone make. So thank you so much for hanging out today. If you are new to my channel, and I should have said that in the beginning of the video, thank you for hanging out, and please consider subscribing for more videos about family, lifestyle, healthy living, minimalism, my journey onto that, and lots of fun stuff and vlogs. And those of you who have watched my previous videos, who have come back, thank you so much for coming back and hanging out with me. Have a wonderful, most blessed day, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye for now.